Welcome back. All right, so we're going to talk about more signings. There was a big trade that just, well, big in name value, but we'll talk about the trade. I think I'm going to call that video "What the hell is Vegas doing?" There's another trade going down too with the Senators that we'll be talking about in a bit. So there'll be a trade video after. Again, we're going to talk about free agent signings, and if you like entry level contracts, well, today four guys from this year's draft class, from the top of this year's draft class, end up getting signed. Casper signs his entry level contract with Detroit. Slavkovsky with Montreal, Wright with Seattle, Yurchek with Columbus, and let's go. And there's word that Columbus is in on Johnny Gaudreau, though there hasn't been a Johnny Gaudreau signing yet. So it sounds like it's down to New Jersey and Columbus, but nothing's confirmed yet. David Perron is now a member of the Detroit Red Wings, and that is why I am wearing a Detroit jersey. I put a poll on the channel about which team you guys think is building a team that can contend for the 2023 playoffs, Ottawa or Detroit. Last time I checked, Ottawa was leading that vote, but Detroit's going to be something too. Perron at 4.75 million for 2 years. That's good. That's a good contract for a guy who could put up about a point per game. We had all expected St. Louis to probably turn around and probably re-sign him. And this is the thing, right? Going into free agency, I saw people saying, Perron's staying in St. Louis. He doesn't want to play anywhere else. Why would he want to play anywhere else? So there's no need to worry about him leaving. They're going to make the cap space and they're going to keep Perron. Once somebody hits the market, there is always the chance that a guy like Stevie Y will call him up and say, hey, so this Sundqvist guy that I got here that plays with me says you're pretty good. Sundqvist immediately tweeted out about it, clearly excited that Perron's going to be joining him in Detroit. I think this is a home run for Detroit on top of all the other home runs they've been hitting this offseason. And I have to say, too, with the Toronto Maple Leafs, the discussion today has been whether or not the tandem that has been put together with Murray being acquired in a trade, now Samsonov being acquired via free agency, whether or not that is something. Does Dubas understand that this could decide his job? Well, yeah. He's had a certain amount of time as GM now, and so if this tandem doesn't work out, if that flops, then we're going to have a problem. The other discussion I've seen today that I've said, oh, I need to make a video about that. It's that time of year where there's discussions that I hear from people I watch on TV, and I say that would make for an interesting video discussion. And the discussion being, are we seeing goaltending becoming less important to winning? Is it being seen as less important? The first thought I had was, we've seen Vasilevsky in the final 3 years in a row. No, goaltending is still very, very important. Let's not try to belittle goaltending just because there isn't a guy of Vasilevsky's stature available in free agency. Goaltending is still very important in this day and age. So for the Toronto Maple Leafs, yes, the goaltending tandem likely will decide Dubas's fate next summer. Colin Miller has signed a 2-year deal with the Dallas Stars worth an average of $1.875 million. I like the contract in length and term, length and the amount. Colin Miller, a player that I watched when he was in Boston, so he's 2/3 of the way there. All he has to do is play for Vancouver. But Miller's bounced around a bit lately. He's not as effective in some of his recent years as he was in previous years. I hope he gets his game back in Dallas, and so this does not replace Klingberg, who's still out there as well. But yeah, so some depth on the blue line, that's nice. And so Dallas, I thought it was interesting too when I was looking at Jim Nill was suddenly trending, and I noticed Dallas Stars fans were complaining that Nill was sitting on his hands again, not doing anything. And then they picked up Mason Marchment. So you can never tell, right? And again, the idea that a GM has to do something today is out there. It's out there with fans, and I don't think that's necessarily the case. The smart move to be made today can, depending on your situation, be not making that contract signing, not throwing those dollars at those free agent names just because they're out there. I know how tempting it has to be for general managers, but in some cases, it's smart not to sign the big money contracts. Miller is now a member of the Dallas Stars. Archibald has signed with the Pittsburgh Penguins. 1 year, $900,000 for Archibald. He leaves Edmonton, of course. So he'll be playing with the Pittsburgh Penguins. Fourth line player. Might have some third line shifts here and there as well. He can move up the lineup a little bit at times, but he's basically your standard bottom six forward. And Nico Sturm signs with the San Jose Sharks, 3 years at $2 million per season. Sturm was quiet most of this past season, so we'll see how Sturm does in San Jose. I've been a fan of his for a while. I didn't think he played great this year, but again for San Jose, they're looking to pick up the right guys. They picked up Lindblom earlier. Now they've picked up Sturm. We'll see how that affects things. Both of those guys, of course, bottom six forwards, and San Jose, a team that one of their failings over the last 3 years has been a depth issue. So it is possible that adding guys like Sturm and Lindblom, this could really help them out this coming season. But there you go. Let me know in the comment section below how you feel about the Perron signing. If you're a Wings fan, how exciting a time is it right now? It hasn't been exciting for Detroit for quite some time, so this has to be kind of fun. And again, if you're a Vegas fan going, where's the trade video? Yeah, we need to have a discussion again, I guess. But yeah, that might involve a timeline, all that fun stuff. But let me know your thoughts once again in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.